Hello world and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be talking about Nicole and Azan. They met Nicole's mother and she asked Azan some serious questions. So let's get into it.
I'm really nervous. I'm sure that Nicole's mom, she has questions for me, especially like I've never talked to her. So I worry, I worry that she will spend the time that she's here trying to test me or something.
See, and this is why it's so hard for Azan to find a Moroccan woman, because if he goes to her family and try to propose, they will test him. They will ask him every question you can possibly ask a man. Do you have a job? Do you have a car? Do you have a plan? What's your plan for kids? What's your education? What's your salary? Where are you gonna live? What are you gonna feed them? Every question that needs to be asked. And even in his previous relationships, I really don't think that he had a conversation with a man-to-man conversation asking all these, like answering all these questions. Well, I believe he had a man with that haircut, but I don't think he had a conversation with one.
We're gonna take you to the Marrakesh market. It's really cool. Yeah.
It has a name. It's not the Marrakesh market. It's called Jama Al Fna. And Azan sitting there being useless, he could have explained the history. The market was in an area where it's like a cross paths, so there were a lot of sellers sitting there. And then since it was so busy with people trading and stuff, street performers started showing up, and they created the art of halqa, which is basically just street performing for people. And then it kept growing and growing, and it became this big plaza with a lot of food places, a lot of restaurants, a lot of sellers, a lot of street performers. And actually, not in the around the 80s and 70s, it was an insult to be called son of Jamal Fno. That area wasn't so fancy, but now it's one of the fanciest area to live in and one of the nicest place to visit in Marrakesh.
So far, Azan has been very nice and polite, but when I was back in America, Azan seemed reluctant to get to know us, and that makes me kind of nervous. It's like, what are you hiding?
Honestly, and from experience, no matter how much you talk to your family-in-law or the family of your girlfriend or whoever, if you don't talk to them in person and they get to come and see how you live in person and stuff, they're just not gonna believe you. If you talk to them over the phone, they're still gonna call you a scammer, a visa chaser, whatever they want. And no matter how nice you are, no matter how reassuring you try to be, no matter how much effort you put into making them happy, the more you make them happy, the more they try to take advantage of it and call you names. And I had it happen to me. Other thing is, look at that area behind them. There is a police station over there. And actually, fun fact, if you want to visit a Moroccan, for example, if you are visiting a Moroccan man or a woman and they live in Marrakesh, it's a touristic city that is known for scams basically. So what you have to do is you have to go with him and go to that police station and made him sign an engagement saying that he would be responsible of you while you are out with him. This way, if anything happens to you, he would be held responsible for whatever happens to you. It prevents people from, for example, coming to Morocco to see a man, and the man if he does something to them, they would be responsible. If the man mistreats them or scams them or gets them in trouble, they would be responsible. So I think it's a good initiative that protected a lot of tourists from getting in a lot of pain basically.
I really hope that she doesn't start grilling Azan right away and asking hard questions. Then we just have some time to just talk nicely.
Well, someone has to ask him the hard questions eventually. Isn't that how it works? And the other thing is, I've been to that place. It's a nice view. You can see everything in Jama Al Fna, but their food is actually so bad from what I had. And it tastes like my sister's cooking, which is so terrible. It makes me want to be a frog and spit my stomach out. It's so bad.
So do you have any plans for what you want to do?
For
Your job?
he's gonna get a job.
Yeah.
Nothing specific, just whatever he can find to try and, to keep us steady.
Freelance work is
Yeah, freelance, like a small job here or there, get a few what he can to help out.
Well, he doesn't want to work. He wants to chill with his buddies in a coffee shop. Okay, here's how it works in Morocco. He has decent English. Well, decent enough. See that plaza over there? a lot of tourists come there. So if he just goes and asks the sellers, do you need someone who speaks English and some French? Do you need someone who has triple language? They would hire him. He could work in a restaurant over there. He would work. See, that place they are sitting, ironically, that place they are sitting in, he could find 1,000 jobs that he could do. But one, he is lazy. He just want to stay in coffee shops and talk to women and scam them. Other thing is, he has decent enough English. There are hundreds of call centers that hire people who work in English. And the third thing is, he said freelance. Freelance in what? Freelance in what? And the other thing is with freelance, a lot of people have this, a lot of Moroccans especially, they think that freelance is easy. One, it's not. I freelance for 2 years. You have to build reputation and you have to start actually doing things the way that they're supposed to be done. You have to get a freelance card and become certified, paying taxes and getting, that will allow you to get bigger and bigger projects. So I know how hard it can be, and him saying I want to do freelance like it's an easy peasy job, it's not. And you really have to be good at what you're doing and have good connections and reputation.
I want to know, where's the money going to come from? You know, she doesn't have a job, he doesn't have a job. They can't feed themselves, they can't take care of themselves, and they're not going to be able to take care of May. I guess one of my biggest concerns is that knowing that right now neither one of you have a job. Is there a plan? I mean, a timeline kind of plan?
Well, I know it's we live here like for a year, and we get to do the visa in Morocco.
Well, she did not ask you about the visa, did she? She asked if you have a job, plan. How are you gonna feed not just you, but 2 other mouths? How are you gonna provide for them? And what bothers me with this scene, he's not even showing the initiative. You had plenty of time. How long have you been with Nicole? 2 years? Have you, ask yourself this, how many days have you worked in the span of 2 to 3 years that you've been with Nicole? How much money did you make? You can make little money, and that's completely fine. I know the economy in Morocco, but at least show the initiative. That's what I tell women all the time. Don't be with a man who doesn't work or makes little money in Morocco. Be with a man who shows initiative, who does things, who's always moving. Because if he moves in Morocco, he's gonna move somewhere else and make more money. But if he doesn't move at all and complains about how the country doesn't have enough jobs, will country have, like, people who wanna work, they can work. People who keep looking, they will work. People who try to always elevate their level, they will find a job. People who are lazy, they will not find a job. That explains everything.
But what happens if the visa doesn't work?
It would suck, because that's what I feel like it would be good for both of us, but I wouldn't divorce him because we can't live there.
Here's my concern. Why is Nicole answering for him? The mother is asking him. He is the man. He needs to answer these questions because he is proposing to you and he wants to marry you. Why are you shading her from the answers? Why are you responding instead of him? And the thing about Nicole and what bothers me about her, don't you also want to know the answer to these questions? How can you be so I don't want to call her stupid, but she is. Like, these are things that you need answers for, because you are not just putting your life, you're putting your child's life on the line for this man. It's just so confusing to me.
I don't think I would like it very much if her and May were stuck here in Morocco. I would miss May and Nicole an awful lot.
Well, she was stuck in Morocco, according to her, for 6 months. And 6 months might not sound like a lot of time for an adult, for Nicole, but 6 months is what, 5 to 10% of that child's life without her mother. That's really sad. And it's not like she was stuck. She could have completely went back anytime she wanted. And also the mother seems like a sweetheart, but she also falls into the like, I feel like Nicole uses the child as a card to play the mother, which is very sad.
I have some hard questions.
Right now?
Yes, I do. Now, I know while you and Nicole were dating, there were some other girls along the way.
See, I told you, he has never talked to a man before. He has never talked to a father-in-law before, because if he was talking to a Moroccan father-in-law, he would not be smiling to that question. He would not find it funny. He would be sweating, and He'd probably be afraid of getting his ass beat. That's exactly what would happen if he went to a Moroccan girl and tried to propose and this question was asked, because it's just something that is not acceptable over here. But he's used to talking to women and just being around women that he takes everything as a joke and nothing seriously. And Nicole, she's a joke on herself just for trying to shade mother from questions that are very valid and very concerning. Cheating is a big... Well, she cheated. Who am I talking to? Family friendly.
Hey, don't look at me like that. Be patient with me.
I am.
It's okay. It's okay.
I just want to make sure that it's all done.
It's not.
I thought we weren't doing all the hard questions.
These are the first chances I've had a chance to talk to him. Come on, give me a break here.
I want to go see the market before it gets dark.
Every time Hassan took Nicole to places and tried to show her places, she didn't seem all that interesting. But all of a sudden, when the mother started asking the heavy questions, the market became a priority. The time that, from what I can see, it seems like from around 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. since the sun is still there, and the market doesn't even get that pretty until it's 8 p.m. until the sun goes off, and it's the lights of the market, and that's when the market is at its peak when it comes to seeing things. So her complaining about the market before it gets dark, that's missing the point intentionally.
We can talk about it later, but today I just wanted to try and get to the market, as soon as we can and enjoy all of this to sell.
Okay, so what do we take from this video? I'm just so happy that May doesn't understand adult language yet. She doesn't understand the depth of these conversations, and I am so glad she was looking at the market instead of looking how her mother behaves, because that look she gave at the end, if there's any face, how there are emojis for everything. If there is an emoji for the dumbass of the century, that's how it would look like, that face. She's so annoying. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I had a blast making this video. I just finished my workout, I had a good shower, I came out, I am in such a good mood. So I made this video, so I am more energetic than usual. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this video. Comment what you think about Nicole and Azan, and visit my Instagram if you wish to talk to me. Visit my Patreon if you wish to support me. Stay safe, and until then, don't get sneezed on. Peace.